Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my home in Livingston, Montana. Okay, what date do I have today? It is April the 28th, Tuesday, April 28th of 2020. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to admit something. I'm involved with a YouTube video here that I've thought about this, and I don't know how to word this because I'm not a doctor, and this concerns this miserable COVID-19 or coronavirus. Okay, but irregardless of whether I don't know what I'm talking about or whatever have you, I have a pretty good idea that there is a guy that definitely knows what he's talking about. Now, the only reason why I'm putting this video out is because, essentially speaking, I believe this particular doctor. Don't ask me why, but I just do. Now, I can't repeat everything that this doctor's had to say because he's had a lot of videos. He's put out a lot of videos, and he had one video, I think, that had 9 million reviews, and it got jerked off of YouTube. Just because he was... Well, he said a lot of controversial things, probably really factual things about this coronavirus, and especially this agenda for a vaccine, which he doesn't believe in. And he's got all the data, the facts, and the figures and everything to back him up. Plus, he's an accredited doctor. I checked him out. He's not some fly-by-night, nobody kind of a doctor. Okay. What you need to do, I'm going to try to make this video as short as I can. In my description, I'll try to put some links in there so you can check things out for yourself. But if you're on a streaming device like a Roku or a TV, just use the search function, even if you're on a computer, and check out this doctor right here. Dr. Rashid Battar is how you pronounce his last name. Dr. Rashid Battar. I'm going to leave this up here for a second because this doctor is very adamant, and he's very direct, and he's very firm, and he's very committed on what he's talking about. Okay. Dr. Battar. Anyway, what I need to have you do, like I say, is, Google him. Use YouTube search engine, search him out and see and watch his videos. What videos are left that YouTube hasn't jerked out. But here's the situation. Dr. Battar actually believes that there's medical malpractice at work here. There's medical genocide, if you will, concerning this COVID-19. Me, I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm uneducated in the field of medicine and all that other kind of stuff. But from what I've seen and what this guy has talked about makes a lot of sense. He is dead set against vaccine. He says that this whole thing is basically centered around the fact that they want to inoculate as many Americans, in fact, as many Americans with some kind of a barnyard vaccination or inoculation or whatever have you that they don't even have on the market. And I can't name off the co-conspirators because this video will get jerked out just like his videos did. But there's a certain person that's on President Trump's coronavirus team, if you will, that's part of this. This is really hard for me to do because I'd like to just be able to name names off for these co-conspirators that are involved in this great big effort, if you will, to push inoculations. But just, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm asking you to do is just look into this for yourself. I'm going to use one word here, Microsoft. Years and years and years ago, ladies and gentlemen, who in the world was the head of Microsoft, okay? Now, this individual gave a keynote speech back in 2015, I think on that TEDx or whatever, that one of them platforms. Just see what this dude had to say about, you've got a bunch of people floating around that believe that a vaccine or an inoculation is absolutely necessary. How can this be possible when they don't even know everything that they need to know about this coronavirus? They're not even sure if it's a virus. I mean, you got the Chinese blaming us Americans for bringing it over to China, and you got a bunch of Americans believing that this thing got started in China, in Wuhan. I know the story. It's been a while since I've done a YouTube video because I've done a lot of studying trying to figure out just exactly where this thing came from, how this pandemic spread across the world so quickly. You know, within a 3 weeks period, it seemed like the whole globe was infected. You know, supposedly this virus came out of a wet meat market, wild meat, if you will, an open-air market in Wuhan, China. So, what it is, ladies and gentlemen, if you just go listen to Dr. Batar or whatever have you, there's a bunch of flawed data out there that people are being coaxed into believing. And by the way, while I'm thinking about it, he's got a website. I'll try to get it in the description of this video if I can. I don't remember exactly where it was. And there's a bunch of other people that have jumped on Dr. Batar's bandwagon because they believe he's absolutely correct. And I have a tendency to believe him too, because this man speaks from the heart. I believe he knows what he's talking about. And all that stuff. And there's been and I've alluded right along on my channel that these numbers, the math and everything just ain't adding up. Why is it the United States has got, 10 times more cases of this COVID-19 or the coronavirus than, say, other countries? Well, I've taken this up, the issue with some friends of mine and different people have said, well, Jim, the reason why is because, the data coming out of these countries is wrong. Like how many deaths they've had, how many afflicted they've had, which could be true, I just know one thing, ladies and gentlemen, here it is, real quick like. There ain't nobody sticking a needle in me. There's nobody forcing me to take no vaccine for some stupid disease that they don't even understand. As a matter of fact, if you would just listen to Dr. Batar, they know how this thing really came about and everything. I think it's an offspring of some other, the novel coronavirus. There's several other strains that's been out there. This thing looked suspicious to me from the very beginning. Time-wise, number-wise, and everything. So what I am trying, basically what I'm trying to say is I know that there's been a lot of paranoia, a lot of people running around with the masks, the rubber gloves, all well and good. It's actually not all well and good, but I'm not here to say that, because if I say that, they'll take this video down. I'm really just here to point you towards Dr. Batar, because he can explain this a lot better than me. Now look, ladies and gentlemen, I've done 600 and some odd videos. I've never begged off to people to join my channel. I've never asked for money. I don't do the ad thing. I'm not trying to get famous, but for one time in my 600 and some odd videos that I've done, I am asking you, as an intelligent human being, to go ahead and look at what Dr. Batar has got to say. There's several videos that they've blocked up, but by the time you get done watching these videos, you might just be thinking something else. It won't make you more paranoid, it'll make you more aware. Because this paranoia and this fear and all this crap is what's adding to the problem. It's pushing people towards vaccinations when vaccinations just may not be the answer. These vaccinations that they might be coming up with in the future just could be poison to your system. You take like me, I'm a veteran, I'm a Vietnam veteran, and the VA is always pushing, what is it? Pneumonia inoculations on me. They're always pushing flu inoculations on me or vaccines. I don't take them. I haven't taken them in the wife and I was talking about this morning, last 3-4 years. Why in the world would you want to put something in your body if you're, the way I look at it, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just a layman now. If your immune system is built up, if your body is built up, if you're strong and you're healthy, what in the hell do you need to put a vaccine in your body for, just in case you get some weird thing that they don't even understand? Man, I'm telling you, man, this stuff don't make any sense to me. It just simply doesn't. But I do have to report one thing, as everybody knows that follows my little tiny following. I live in Livingston, Montana. It's my understanding that we have had one person die here. But yet, it never came out in the newspaper. It never came out hardly anywhere. And when my wife found out about it, she was madder than all get out, because she was under the assumption that nobody died here. But there's a whole bunch of stuff that's going on with death, with the medical community, it's my understanding, with death certificates, the cause of death, and the conspiracy theories just go on and on and on. But I would have to honestly say that this fellow right here, this doctor, let me get this card up here, this Dr. Rashad Buttar, he's really not involved in conspiracy theories. Okay, you got that? What he's doing is working with real data, not modeling data. That's what the White House, that's what the government's been doing, is working on modeling data. That's not the same thing as real data. It's just that simple. But it's my understanding that the White House has decided to stop doing that and look at real data. So you really owe it to yourself, your family, your friends, and everything to check this dude out and check what he's got to say and follow all the threads out. Come on, you're smart, man. I don't have to tell you what to do here. Just all you got to do is just use a search engine, like I say, even on Google. Just Google this guy's name right here. That's all you got to do, And this guy served in the military. He's no fly-by-night doctor. He's got all kinds of education and everything. I just know one thing. I'm behind him. I pretty much believe what he's doing and all that stuff. And I do not believe that this man is lying. I believe that he's talking his convictions. You know what I'm saying? He is bound by his oath, not only when he was a soldier, but he's bound by his Hippocratic oath and everything like that to tell the truth. So there you are, So you just got to kind of research this thing out for yourself, because if they're herding everybody towards this thing, towards vaccines and whatever have you. And like I say, there's several co-conspirators there. Trump has got one of them doctors that's on his team is involved in this. And there's several other organizations I don't really want to say. It doesn't really matter. Well, it doesn't matter. The CDC and whoever else and a bunch of other people that aren't even in the medical field. They got some kind of an agenda with Big Pharma or some goofy thing. Man, I'm telling you, man, I don't know about you folks, man, but I'd be taking a double look at just exactly what the hell is going on here in the United States. Simple as that. You can do whatever you want to. You can believe whatever you want to. I am not trying to start a conspiracy theory here at all. I'm not telling you not to wear your dumb mask or the gloves or any of that other crap. Do whatever you feel like you got to do or whatever your authorities, but you had better learn to do your own thinking. I have preached that on my channel forever. Do your own thinking. Do your own research. It's just that simple. Because that's what I've been doing since the last, it's been a while, a week or so since I made a video, but every chance I've got, I've been looking into this. I've been looking deep into this coronavirus, trying to figure out exactly where this came from, how it got spread across the world so quick and all that other stuff. And if you were looking at real data, it would scare the hell out of you. It's that simple. Okay, that's really all I've got to say, ladies and gentlemen. Take care of yourselves. You know, don't believe everything and every Tom, Dick, and Harry's got to tell you, you know. And thank you very much for visiting me in my home in Livingston, Montana. And we shall see you on down the trail. And adios, my friends. Where's the stop button here?